We are almost at the end of our first ever 16-day repositioning cruise. Being total cruise newbies, we had a ton of both good and bad expectations for spending 12 out of 16 days at sea on a cruise ship. Will the food be good? Will we get bored? What's actually included? And how busy will the ship be? So in this video, we will be sharing our honest opinion of whether a repositioning cruise is actually worth it. We did try the a la carte restaurants. We gave them 3 chances and what expectations we had that were totally wrong. And while we do that, we'll also give you a full tour of the MSC Grandiosa.
Good morning, beautiful people.
We're still on the MSC Grandiosa and we're currently in the Mediterranean. We are on our way to Valencia, but we are on our second last day of the ship. So today is the day to give you a full tour of the MSC Grandiosa, because if you're anything like us, we love watching tour videos. Like, I love to see ships and homes and all of that sort of stuff, but also to share with you how a repositioning cruise has been and give you our honest, unfiltered opinions.
It's been a long time, so we definitely have quite a bit of an idea by now.
Yeah. Plus, this is our first ever repositioning cruise and our first ever cruise in general. We had a lot of expectations that we were so wrong about. So if you are the same, we'd love to share them with you.
Let's go.
Let's go. So we're standing on the bottom of the ship and we're going to be working our way all the way up. Right now we are on the 5th floor. The 5th floor is very small. It has this beautiful luxury staircase, which is one expectation. It's not really an expectation we had, but we are so surprised by how luxurious the ship is. I don't know why, because I guess it's cruising. It's supposed to be kind of luxury, but it's really nice. I mean, did you see that staircase? It's beautiful. And right behind that is one of the a la carte restaurants that we can eat at. It's actually the only one we're allowed to eat at for dinner, which was very surprising. We thought we'd be able to choose whichever restaurant we wanted to go to at dinner time, but you get assigned a certain table and a certain restaurant and a seating time. So you have to go to dinner at that specific time every day. Talking about luxury, look at the inside of this ship. So we've just come up the sparkly staircase to level 6, and this entire inside passage of the ship is called the Galleria. So it has this gorgeous high ceiling, which is actually digital and it changes all the time. They have all different patterns. They even have moving stuff. It is so beautiful. Plus the whole inside is kind of like a European street. There's some bars in here as well, and all the way at the other end of this Galleria is a moment to pause and take in the most delicious smell of chocolate from the chocolate shop. Unfortunately, we have not eaten there because it's not included, but it smells so good right here. So here at the other end of the ship is the Theatre à la Comédie. We come here almost every single night because this ship puts on the most entertaining shows. They all last for about 35 to 50 minutes, so they're not too long, but they are completely included as a part of your cruise package and they are so much fun. Directly above the theatre, towards the front end of the ship, is the Aurora Spa. I went there once because they were giving free sample massages. I had a beautiful, gorgeous shoulder massage. It was amazing. She was very good and I would totally buy one, but they're a little bit out of our price range, to say the least. They also have a nail salon, they have a barber. So if you are into that kind of thing, definitely you'll be able to get everything you need in a beautiful space. Deck 7 also has the balcony of the Galleria. It's really cute. All the little decorations are so nice along here, and you can only walk down this side of it, but it's filled with all of the specialty restaurants. So we have a bar, a sushi slash teppanyaki restaurant, a steakhouse, a French bistro, crepes and gelato, a Latina cantina where they do all you can eat tacos. We also haven't had those and I would really like them. And all the way at the end of the Galleria is, of course, the thing they have on every single ship, a casino. Place to spend all your money, never see it ever again. So, because we are recording this very early in the morning, obviously there's nobody in the casino, which is a very, very good thing, or in the Galleria. But at nighttime, these areas are packed with people. And one of the things that so shocked us is how many themed nights they have. I don't know if we missed an email or we missed some sort of instruction, but they actually have themed nights on this ship that you're supposed to, I guess, bring clothes for if you're going to be a part of. We had no idea. You basically need a new dress almost every other night. If you don't care, you really don't have to take part in it. No one has given me any weird looks for not dressing white at the white nights. And all the way behind the casino is the big performance stage that we have not been able to attend. Right here they perform. Their current production is called Carousel. From what I can tell, it's kind of like a circus, acrobat style thing, but it isn't included. It doesn't show until like 11 o'clock at night. And if you know Max and I, we are up every morning at like 6 a.m. to go to the gym. So we don't really stay up until 11 o'clock, although I would really like to see the show. It honestly sounds really good. So the thing is that we did try the a la carte restaurants. We gave them 3 chances, but we were really disappointed by them, which is the opposite of what we expected. We thought we would prefer the a la carte experience much, much more than the buffet. But as it turns out, the food that you get at the a la carte restaurant is actually pretty much the same as what you get at the buffet, but just like kind of plated nicely. What? And the service is a little bit slow. I hate to say that, it's just not like, it's very structured and like industrial. Like they bring out these trays with like 20 servings of fish on them, and anyone who's ordered the fish kind of gets the fish. It's like really strange the way they do it. It doesn't feel like you're eating at an a la carte restaurant. It feels like you're eating at a chain. From deck 8 to 14 are all of the cabins and rooms. Ours is on deck 9, so we're going to give you a quick tour of that. But one of the cool things that they do is every single floor has like a themed art. Let's go this way. So our floor 9, is themed with Van Gogh, but check out what they've done with it. So all of the artwork has been like reimagined from the artist's famous works, and they have like the MSC cruise ships in them. It is actually so cool. And not just any cruise ship, like this is the Grandiosa ship. So all along all of the hallways are different themed arts. They're actually really nice. And when we have to walk across the ship, sometimes we choose different floors just so we can look at the artworks. Welcome to cabin 9016. So our cabin is, as you can see, an inside cabin. We don't have a balcony. We don't even have a porthole. And honestly, we were so worried about that. We thought having an inside cabin with no natural light was going to like kill our vibe so much and make it so hard to wake up in the morning. But actually, it's not been a problem at all. Because we have an inside cabin, we basically spend no time in here apart from right when we go to sleep and right when we wake up. All of our time is spent using the amenities of the ship that we're actually paying for. So we think we did a good deal. So much bigger than we thought it was gonna be. Like, so much room for activities, and the bed is like the best bed we've ever slept in. Keep in mind, we're on a boat, guys. I did not expect the room to be this big. We also have a desk area with some seats. There are more plugs on this ship than in a normal hotel room. It's amazing. Like, beside our beds, we both have USB plugs, but we also have like 3 different outlets here, plus, 4 different outlets, plus a USB. And interestingly, these 2 are American outlets, and these ones are European outlets. So you don't really need to bring an adapter unless you're Australian. We have a wardrobe to put all of our stuff in. Because we have been on this ship for 2 weeks, we actually completely unpacked. And oh my God, living out of a wardrobe is so nice. Like, it is so much better than living out of a suitcase. But the sacrifices we make to travel. Last but not least, our bathroom, which again is surprisingly big considering we're on a ship. We have a shower, a toilet, and a vanity. Okay, so this is level 15 and there's a lot going on this level. We spend a lot of time here. So this is the safari pool area. It's what they call the solarium, and they call it the solarium because all of the sides are glass windows, and even the ceiling is glass windows that they actually can open up, but most of the time they keep it closed, and this whole place is like a sauna. It gets so hot in here. So when it's cold, like it kinda is this morning, this is the best place to be. But when it's warm, the best place is to be outside. And outside is the main pool area. So this is the atmosphere pool, and as you can tell, it's because it has atmosphere. They always have really fun music playing here. There's a stage at this end with a huge screen where they do all of like the entertainment. So they have stretching classes, they have dance classes, they play games. It's actually a lot of fun, and the entertainment on board is every half an hour. There is something going on every half an hour on this ship. You will literally never get bored. It's amazing. And the pool, I mean, like, come on, it's beautiful. It's so nice. Fun fact about the pool, they use salt water from the ocean. They have some sort of filtration system to make sure that it is cleaned, but they bring it up and fill up the pool from the ocean, which is so much nicer than chlorine water, which we really didn't know that they would do that, and it's really cool.
And another cool thing is that they have underwater music. That's pretty cool. Like underwater music in the ship in the middle of the Atlantic. Come on.
You can bring your food out here as well from the buffet, which we're about to show you right now. Be prepared because it's the time of the day where the buffet is mayhem. So the coffee is 24/7, which is my kind of coffee. And they have stations inside the buffet, which we'll show you. So we can access them whenever we want, as well as water stations. One of the things we're a little disappointed about is that they don't have water stations like on any other floor apart from this floor. So if we want to refill our water bottles, we always have to come up here, and we can't refill them anywhere else. We could go to one of the bars to ask them to refill, which we have done, but they seem kind of annoyed when we do that. Okay. This is the marketplace buffet. This is actually where we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because as we said earlier, the a la carte restaurants were kind of disappointing, but the food up here is surprisingly good. I'll show you some B-roll of a quieter time of the day, because right now I don't think we could even get near the food. It is so busy and loud. So let's go to level 16. Mayhem. But as you can see, the further back of the buffet you get, the less crowded and busy it gets. And there's a beautiful outdoor seating area. This is where we eat every single meal. Because of this view. No, it's much more peaceful out here. It's definitely much quieter, as you can probably tell. Plus, there's a beautiful view of the back of the ship here, and it's open air, so you actually get some fresh air. It can get really cold inside that air conditioning. So this is where we pretty much enjoy every single meal. We are creatures of habit, I guess. Okay, now let's go to floor 16.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, just to reorientate you guys, we are on deck 16 at the back of the boat. We kind of keep walking backwards and forwards to show you each of the different floors. I hope it's not confusing, but we've never done a ship tour before, so please be nice to us. So deck 16 at the back of the boat is a big sunbaking deck, and it is where the third pool is located. And bear with us guys, there's only 2 floors left of this tour, so it is almost over.
So another misconception we had about a repositioning cruise was that as it is a repositioning, it is a not so usual kind of cruise. Therefore, we thought it was going to be quiet. Damn, were we wrong. And it is really hard to find a quiet area, even though it is a repositioning cruise. So another misconception, repositioning cruises are not a quiet cruise.
Alright, inside on level 16, they call this area the Sportsplex, and that is because This is where the sports occur. So they have a huge indoor sports area here, and every day they set up a different kind of sports. But it's like tennis, basketball, soccer, volleyball, and pretty much they rotate through those three. There's also like the gaming area. All of the arcade games. They have this really cool F1 simulator car, which actually looks like a lot of fun. And they even have a bowling alley. But because it's not included, we obviously haven't used them. The theme of this tour is, if it's not included, we haven't used it, and we'll kind of share those reasons why in a moment. At the very end of this hallway is the gym, which is surprisingly busy. The people on this ship are fitness freaks, I'm telling you. It is always so packed inside here. We usually try to come very early in the morning. If you come at 6 a.m. right when it opens, that's when the gym is not busy and you can actually get like some weights and the machines without having to wait a long time. But if you come pretty much any time after 8 a.m., it's going to be very busy up until about 6 p.m. and then it goes quiet again. So, which brings us to deck 18. So at this end of deck 18, there is a big kids club, and there's also one bar, which I don't think I've ever seen anyone use. But in the middle of deck 18 is the adults only Sky Lounge. So you would think that this is a nice, relaxing, quiet place. But every time I've been in here, someone's been like watching videos really loud on their phone or like Skyping their family, and it's not been quiet or serene at all. There's also lots of other little things around, like there's a few different hot tubs that you can go to. There's table tennis, foosball. I don't think there's any way we could ever show you every inch of this ship, but you get the general idea from this tour.
So that was a brief sort of tour of the ship.
But we showed pretty much all of the important stuff, the main features of the ship. So, like I mentioned before, we can't show you the front of the ship, which is really disappointing to us. Pretty much the entire front of the ship is taken up either by cabins or by the yacht club. You have to be a member of the yacht club to go into the yacht club, and unfortunately, we definitely are not. I think it's kind of reserved for people with a bit more money than us.
Which leads us to why we chose a repositioning in the first place.
Yes. So basically to fly from where we thought we were ending our trip in South America in Argentina to Australia or to Europe, which were our next two choices basically for our travels, was so expensive. We were talking like it would have been $4,000 per person to fly. It was crazy expensive. So we're kind of looking at alternatives, what should we do? And that's when Max found this particular repositioning cruise leaving from Rio to Barcelona, and it was so much cheaper than flying. So then we looked up flights from Rio to Barcelona, and the cruise was still cheaper, which is crazy. But we're paying about $100 per day on this cruise for 2 people.
With everything included.
With all of
apart
our
from
food,
the alcohol,
our
obviously.
accommodation, the entertainment, plus we're being able to stop in a few towns. The repositioning cruise does have 12 days at sea and only 4 port stops, which I guess is why it's so much cheaper than a normal cruise. And we kind of wanted to come over to this part of the world anyway, so it really just worked out for us.
It was a once in a lifetime experience, and it's just something.
Might not be a once in a lifetime.
It might not be, because we actually thoroughly enjoyed it, which is not a surprising thing, but we didn't expect to enjoy it as much. Like, there are so many things to do. We did not get bored. There's as many people as there are still places, if you're smart about, to find some peace and quiet. We could get some work done, and we get to see the world. I mean, for those of you that watched our Canary Islands video, we never thought we'd end up in the Canary Islands. So it opens a lot of opportunities to see things that you never think you'd see.
It was the value as well as the transportation aspect that kind of really have made us enjoy this. Plus, because we travel so much and we film these videos, we never really stop working and relax. We had no internet on board, and we had no videos to edit the first few days on board. So we actually took like 3 days, but we did nothing. We just relaxed, enjoyed ourselves. It was really nice.
So on that note, we will leave you here. We can vouch for repositioning.
One more thing, seasickness. We obviously crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and one of the things I was most worried about before jumping on board was that the seas would be so rough doing that crossing and that I would get really seasick. But it was so calm, there was barely any rocking the whole time, and I didn't get sick at all. So is a repositioning cruise worth it? For us?
Absolutely.
Yes. I think it honestly is. It was really nice. I'm glad we did this experience, and if the opportunity lines up again, we wouldn't do a repositioning cruise just to do one. We would only do it if it was actually leaving from a destination we were already at and going to a destination we wanted to go to.
For those of you that are watching this video because you have the intention of doing one, I'll leave the link of the website where we found this. It's a very good tool that helps you filter out exactly where and when you can do it.
It's not an affiliate link.
It's not an affiliate link. It's just for you to figure out about it.
Thank you so much for watching. We have a couple more cruise videos to come, so we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.